Bowl recap kind of thing because officially after that Super Bowl is the end of the NFL season. So before we also recap the college draft, let's recap the Super Bowl over the weekend. Hope everyone enjoyed it. But I called it. I knew it was gonna be a lopsided game. Seattle dominated the New England Patriots, and they are your Super Bowl champs. They won. They won Super Bowl 6. So they are your congratulations, Seahawks. You're Super Bowl champs now for the second time in franchise history. So thank God the Patriots lost the Super Bowl. So I'm so relieved as a Bills fan. Glad Diggs didn't win the trophy, but yeah, congrats to Seahawks. I mean, their defense just dominated like crazy. I guess Will Campbell did get injured. Yes, their top O lineman was a bit hurt through the playoffs, but yeah, either way, that defense was all over Drake May. Kenneth Walker played great. That's why he's your Super Bowl MVP. You know, I didn't get touched too much, but seriously, that defense dominated tonight. I mean, Kenneth Walker ran the ball off their throats like over 100 yards, over 130 yards. He had 135 yards rushing. Kenneth Walker. I mean, who would have thought he would have that performance? Because it was him and Charbonnet combined. But oh my God, I mean, Kenneth Walker looked great. Sam Darnold looked all right, but still, the defense carried the Seahawks to victory. Drake May looked rough. He threw 295 yards and passing and 2 touchdowns though. But yeah, the Seattle Seahawks dominant performance. I feel like it would have been more competitive if the Bills were in or any other good AFC team, but the Patriots. It just shows the Patriots are nothing without Tom Brady. We've said it for years. Belichick's a great coach. I'm missing both of them. Mike Vrabel will do a good job. I'll tell you that. The Patriots will be in the competition, but yeah, that was not that much competitive. And sucks to be a Vikings fan that Sam Darnold won a Super Bowl after the Vikings got rid of him. And they're stuck with J.J. McCarthy. So I don't feel bad. This is karma came back to bite Vikings fans in the ass. And that front office. This is why they fired their GM. I mean, yeah, you could have been the Super Bowl champs. You would have kept Sam Darnold. But instead, you're stuck with a bum named J.J. McCarthy. So I'm enjoying that. The Vikings fans will never see their team win a Super Bowl because they got rid of Sam Darnold. Darnold won a championship after getting cut and they could have re-signed him, but instead, like, oh, JJ's our guy. Okay, let's try him. Seattle jumped the gun, made the big move, gets him, and boom, that was the missing piece. Was a quarterback. Gino was all right, but that was their missing piece, and their defense has already been good. Yeah, so congrats to Seattle. Who would have thought? I mean, they had one of the longest Super Bowl odds. One of them up there. I mean, I don't know how they found a way to win that one, but still, that defense. What a dominant performance of the Seahawks. But yeah, I don't feel bad at all for Vikings fans. I mean, seriously. Because seriously, I mean, you're all hyped about J.J. McCarthy when literally the guy that led you to 14 wins is now, I mean, a season ago, got a Lombardi trophy now a year later. They had a great defense. They had everything. It's just they would have kept Darnold. They could have been the team there. So yeah, Seattle's your Super Bowl champs because they made the aggressive move by getting Sam Darnold. And plus, they got a great defense. They had Kenneth Walker. They had everything too. And Jigba, the best receiver in the league. So yeah, congratulations to Seattle Seahawks. I'm glad. And you know what's crazier? Stephon Diggs and Cardi B are no more. They broke up after the Super Bowl. They blocked each other on Instagram and all of social media. So yeah, it's the end of the Cardi B and Stephon Diggs show. That toxic relationship. I mean, of course, because Diggs invited his 3 or 4 other baby mamas in attendance to the Super Bowl too. So I think that's part of the reason. But tough for Stephon Diggs, which I don't feel bad because he was a punk. I'm glad the Bills got rid of him. Yeah, I know we made the Super Bowl before Josh Allen ever did, but still, he wasn't going to win it. Seriously, that Patriots team was lucky. They had the easiest path, and it came back to bite him in the ass, the Patriots. You knew it was going to come back to haunt him at some point. So, yeah, congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks. You're Super Bowl champions. But now let's recap your college. Before we recap college basketball, yeah, my Sabres got beat by the Penguins going to Olympic break. So, yeah, tough way to end the first half of the NHL season for the Sabres. My Buffalo Sabres. Losing 2 of their final 3. But, yeah. But they much needed rest. At least some of our star players are playing in the Olympics. Tage Thompson playing for Team USA. And then you got Rasmus Dahlin playing for Team Sweden. Of course, he had 3 assists in the Sweden's Olympic win over Italy today. So, yeah, Dahlin had a great game. Didn't have any goals, but he did have 3 assists. So, he had a 3-point night. So, yeah. Tough way to end it for sure. That was one of my bonus picks, and I lost that one. Now let's get into college basketball Saturday recap. It kicked off the day with Syracuse, Virginia, and it was a tightly contested game for most part. But UVA pulled away in the second half, winning by 13. Thank God they covered the spread in my bet, you know. But man, for a while, I thought Syracuse was going to pull the upset at times. They hung in there with Virginia. That's a really good UVA team they battled with. But yeah, the Cavaliers winning by 13, but still, Syracuse gave them a run for their money. For the most part, I will say. There was 72-59 the final in that one, but still, I mean, UVA kind of late run in the second half to win by double figures. Thank God. That spread was 12.5, my bet. And I somehow won this one. So that was your first game. Then the Bonnies back in the win column this time, thank God. Beating Fordham. So far, I was 2-0 at that point, yeah. They beat Fordham. I was two out of my 3 wagers. But yeah, Bonnies with the win over Fordham. Much needed in conference play. So that was a huge win for St. Bonaventure. Then you had an interesting one, America East one. I know it was an interesting pick, putting Binghamton on the, my picks. How you doing, Creamleys? Thanks for tuning in tonight. But yeah, Binghamton and NJIT. NJIT ended up winning, but Binghamton, give them credit. They gave NJIT everything they had, Ended up losing by 9. They didn't get blown out. They hung in this one for the most part, I will say. So that was a really good effort. Losing, tough losing effort, but still a good effort by Binghamton, though. Ended up losing by 9. So yeah. Oh, don't even get me started on this next game I'm going to talk about. My Duke Blue Devils just led 39 out of the 40 minutes. The biggest rivalry game against Carolina. And we gave up buzzer beater. We lose to the Tar Heels. I mean, they won last night against Pitt, but oh my God, I am still pissed about losing the Tar Heels. But yet, Carolina should have had a technical because, I mean, the Tar Heel student section, the Carolina student section, stormed the court prematurely. It was like there was still time on the clock. So I feel like there should have been a technical foul on Carolina for sure. Duke could have had a chance to send this thing probably to overtime. Or even won it, if they maybe both free throws. That's right, yeah. So, but still, either way, that sucks losing to the Tar Heels, your biggest rival. It sucks. Losing that one for sure. Tennessee and Kentucky had a great matchup, but Tennessee blew their big lead and lost to Kentucky. How the hell does that happen? A lot of big blown leads, but yeah, Kentucky come from behind, went over Tennessee. And it ended the night with BYU losing to Houston. So yeah, I start out 2-0 my pick. Yeah, I'm talking about my Duke Blue Devils, man. It's rough. But in Houston beating BYU, so I finished 2-4 my college basketball picks last week. This week we're gonna add our usual 6 games for college basketball, but we're gonna have some bonus picks. Too. So we total 8 games we are picking this week for college basketball. You got 6 Saturday games, and you got a Monday game for next week, and then a Wednesday game for 1 week later because I'll be at the game. So yeah, next week's show will be at 9:30 start time because I'll be at the St. Bonaventure Bonnie's basketball game here and St. Joe's next week. So that's why we'll be doing a show an hour later for next week's show. But let's get into this week's show. Like picks now. Starting with the Saturday slate, it'll be on Valentine's Day this week. It's kicking off my Duke Blue Devils. They'll take on the Clemson Tigers. It's a great matchup. It's a number 4 team in the nation. Duke is. They're against number 20 Clemson. Should be a great one. Noon on ESPN because they're both dominant ACC teams. I mean, they're battle at the top of the chain for the ACC. They're battle. I mean, so first and second place teams going at it. So that should be a good one. But I'm gonna take Duke. Of course, I'm being biased. I'll take Duke because at home. If it was in Clemson, maybe I would have went with Clemson. But yeah, I go Duke. 2 o'clock on the ESPN following the Duke game is Pitt and Carolina. This one's not going to be even close. I hate to pick this team, but I'm picking Carolina. Just because Pitt's at the bottom of the ACC. So, yeah, Carolina, it's going to be an easy game for the Tar Heels. So, I got the Tar Heels in this one. Next, St. Bonaventure and Duquesne. First of 2 Bonnies games we'll be picking. And also first of 2 Duke games we already did. But, yes, it'll be 4 o'clock on ESPN+. I'll be at this game. So, I'm going to take the Bonnies this one. They're going to beat Duquesne. No problem in this one. I think they're going to beat Duquesne for the second time. They're going to sweep the season series. 6:30, the biggest game of the week in college basketball. and it comes in the Big 12 Conference. It is at 6:30 on ESPN. It is Texas Tech at Arizona. College game day will be there in Arizona for this one. Arizona did just suffer their first defeat, so the only undefeated team remaining, which is a surprise, is the Miami Ohio Redhawks out of the MAC conference. So I cannot believe that's your only undefeated team left in college basketball. It's just crazy. But yeah, number 1 Arizona against number 16 Texas Tech. I think Arizona. This is one of the second game of their toughest stretch for the Wildcats. I mean, they lost the first one in Kansas, but they're back home, so I'm gonna take Arizona. They're gonna be fired up after a heartbreaking loss to Kansas. They're gonna be fired up. So I got the Wildcats this one. This is a bounce back game. Well, Texas Tech have been giant killers. They beat Duke. They beat Houston. They've had some other big wins too. I'm not gonna count Texas Tech out, but I like Arizona, especially after a loss. This next one's gonna be another tough one. This is a Nashville Hoops showdown. It's a neutral site game. It is Virginia versus Ohio State. These are two teams that are not that far from Nashville, so should be a good matchup. 8 o'clock on Fox. But I'm gonna roll for the Cavaliers, Virginia. I'm gonna go with Virginia this one. I would take Ohio State, but Virginia is just too good of a team. So I get the Cavaliers this one. And to cap it off, 10:30 on ESPN. Number 12 Gonzaga facing Santa Clara on the road, but Santa Clara, they are 21-5. They are tied for first with Gonzaga in their conference for first place. But I'm gonna take Gonzaga. This is not even close. Although I shouldn't say that because they did lose to Portland last week. Gonzaga. So I'm gonna still take Gonzaga in this one, just cause I feel like I know how big this game is in the standings. Now let's do some bonus picks. Start on President's Day. Duke and Syracuse. This game is just I've been looking forward to all season on this once the schedule came out. Man, this game is personal. I'll tell you one thing. This game is personal. I'm fired up for this one. And it's on my favorite holiday. It's on President's Day. So, yeah, I'm taking Duke to maul Syracuse by 30. Duke by 30. They're going to kick the living shit out of Syracuse. This is not even close. This game will be such a mismatch. And, of course, next week, one of my favorite Bonnies games all the time. They're against St. Joe's next Wednesday, 1 week from tonight. I'm going to take the Bonnies as one as my other bonus pick. So, yeah, I got St. Bonaventure beating St. Joe's. And the Hawk will make an appearance at the Raleigh Center because, yeah, St. Joe's Hawk travels every game. And pretty much will flap every second. Like even if the mascot will just pretty much flap for a scholarship. That's what they're doing. Flap his wing for a scholarship. That's pretty much the of this game, too, because of that. But, yeah, I get the Bonnies this one. A little bit of a short show, but, yeah. That'll wrap it up here for Instigator Mick. We'll see you all next week at 9:30 because I'll be back from a Bonnies game. So, yeah, it's going to be a little bit later next week. So, make sure to tune in at 9:30.